Okay, ready? 1, 2. Ready? Go. Dum da 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 dum bum bum ba dum bum ba da 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 dum ba dum bum bum ba dum da dum ba dum bum 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 ba dum bum 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 ba dum ba da bum bum ba da 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 dum bum bum ba da dum bum 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 ba da da. Couple more times, right?
Hi, my name is Vukmanic and I am the director of Kolo Marian, a Croatian folk dance group in Steelton, Pennsylvania. The group was formed in 1954 with the kind of idea of preserving and promoting Croatian folk dance, Croatian folk music, and helping young people in the community learn something about their cultural heritage.
I think it's really interesting to learn about my ancestors and where we're from. And it just makes us all so much more diverse.
The group itself is divided into several smaller groups, and they're based on age. On Wednesday evenings, we have 2 groups of young people that get together. Most of their focus is on learning basic folk dances and basic steps that can be found in those folk dances, as well as learning some simple games that kids might have played in Croatia and some songs that young people might have sang. On Sundays, we have practice in the afternoon with the high school kids and college kids. And that group focuses on a lot more singing, some more complicated dancing, and actually learning some traditions that are related to the songs and dances that they're performing. It's valuable to have young people be connected to something greater than themselves, and to be connected to a community, to their past, to have an ability to take something that their grandparents, great-grandparents, great-great-grandparents might have given to them, make it their own, and be able to carry it into the future.
Having this, like the dancing and the instrument playing, is just something that connects me to the people that I've known my whole life.
I think it's especially important for those of Croatian descent and Croatian heritage to teach their children about their Croatian heritage and to always remember where they came from and to never forget that connection that we have here.
So the Kolo Marian was founded in January of 1954. A young Franciscan priest came to Steelton in 1953 from Croatia. When he came to Steelton, he saw that although there was some culture being preserved, it was being lost. They came up with this idea of creating a folk dance and folk song group here at the parish. They took the name Marian because 1954 was declared a Marian year by the Catholic Church. And Kolo because Kolo means circle or wheel, and it's the basic dance in Croatia. Over time, when I was in high school, I started to help teach the junior group. Then when I graduated from high school, I had the opportunity to travel to Croatia, and a whole other world was opened up to me, and I saw that kind of what I thought I knew about Croatian folk dancing was actually pretty limited. And while I was there, I got a bunch of resources.
A lot of it isn't even just the dancing, a lot of it's the costumes, which have been in this group for like actually hundreds of years.
So the costumes that we use, some of them are very old, and they were actually brought to the States by people who immigrated to Steelton. But when I was able to travel to Croatia kind of repeatedly over the years, I started collecting costumes. I started collecting fabric and materials to make costumes. Initially, my grandmother was helping me sew those costumes, and as she got older, I taught myself to sew. I never wanted it to be kind of like a museum piece that sat on a shelf and got dusty and rotted. Anything that I ever bought, we used and sometimes abused, and I think that's what it's meant for. The group itself was founded in 1954, so this is actually the 70th year. We're one of the oldest Croatian folk dance groups in the United States, and we are the oldest one that is still part of a Roman Catholic parish here in the States. It's kind of fascinating that Kolo Club was able to thrive for 70 years and that it's actually still in existence, because the odds would say that we actually shouldn't exist.
we are maintaining something that a lot of bigger cities are even having trouble doing.
I think that it's a bit of an enigma at this point for people to realize that we still have a fairly large group and we still have young people that are interested in dancing and preserving some part of their heritage, or even just learning a little bit about their heritage. And I think that there's some respect and some fascination from people outside of the community about how something like this can still exist 70 years later. Something can still exist with people who are 4th and 5th generation American Croatians who still have a desire to have some sort of connection to their heritage and to their homeland.
I don't understand why anyone wouldn't want to be a part of something like that.
So thinking about the future is a good question, and it's something that I had to ponder pretty deeply and confront face to face. Last year, around the time of the concert, I was diagnosed with cancer, and I had to think about, have I successfully kind of shared the knowledge that I have so that others can use that, and so others can make sure that the group carries on. And it will continue as long as parents continue to encourage their children to be part of the group, as long as young people learn. Thankfully, I was cured of cancer, but it does kind of make me think and make me approach this kind of in a much different way, to make sure that I'm fostering the ability for this to somehow continue and somehow enlighten or enkindle a flame in other people